For you. Guardians, Braves on the 3rd. Right around the corner. Good luck. Caller 10, these are yours. 216-578-1007 or 800-348-1007.
To all our men and women in uniform.
I've been a lifelong fan, 20 years in the military, come back, and to find your afternoon show is f***ing horrible.
Thanks from the Alan Cox Show.
Horrible.
On 100.7
Feel good lately, even though I rail against corporate culture. Once in a while, I like when I get a nice product, and I got a new Honda Element vehicle, and I fucking love it because it's kind of big, you know, and I like that because there's room to weep. There is so much room to weep in this car. There's a lot of space for bad. I can regret my past life decisions in this car with satellite radio.
Eddie Pepitone knows too well the importance of having a big, wide open vehicular area to weep.
Well, hi, Alan.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. This is JT with
Hi,
me.
JT.
Hey,
how are you?
up? We're at Hilarities
Eddie
tonight.
Pepitone and JT are doing one show tonight. One show.
We are court ordered in most of the major cities that we can do one show.
Yeah.
But to your point about weeping in a car, I've lived in Los Angeles 21 years. In New York, we used to weep on the streets.
Out of windows.
Subways.
I so associate you with New York. I don't even think I knew that you live in
Everybody.
Yeah. It's like the Eagles or Steely Dan. You kind of associate them with an area.
Well, what's wild is when we first started working together, I thought he was just an LA guy. He thought I was an Austin, Texas guy. And
Yeah.
we're like, why is this working so well? And we both realized we both grew up in New York. So
Yeah.
we speak the same fluent.
Right.
But I want to say this. Yes, in LA now we have a weeping lane.
Yeah.
And that's important because a lot of people, I think weeping in a car is a lost art.
You got that instituted out there, didn't you, in LA County? You're like, listen, I've put in my time here, and yeah.
Hey, and I also like a good time. I don't want you not to come down to Hilarities because I'm talking about crying.
You'll cry with laughter.
I'm a real man, too.
This is the Slouching Toward Extinction tour I saw, right?
That's one of the names. Yeah.
Right.
I'm on Molly is another one.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Comedian, writer, spoiler of women. That's Eddie Pepitone, too. You're a married guy. You've been married for a minute now, yeah?
Hey.
Are you still married?
Alan. And all your listeners here in the Cuyahoga County, or whatever you call it, it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter to us.
I know it doesn't. I
Yeah.
like people here. They're very New York-like.
Yes.
They're like,
Similar
what?
vibe,
What do you want?
Yeah.
Yes.
They want to laugh. They'll be on a similar wavelength to you, right? For people who
I think so. Because you know what? This is my moment in a way. My blue collar rage.
Yeah.
Except I've always been to the left. I've never lurched to the right.
Understood.
You know what I mean?
You've seen too many things to lurch to the right. You know too much.
But I know those people.
Yeah.
I worked with.
Well, it's a big country.
Yes.
And you travel and you meet all different kinds of
Yes.
people, and it's like, so there is a perspective that somebody who travels a lot is going to have that a lot of other people don't have. It's a very valuable one too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You know what I realize? Just how alike we are.
Yeah.
When we get fed the divisive,
Well,
this one's responsible. Yeah.
Like everybody knows now, what seems instructive to me is everybody knows now what not to talk about. And if you can do that, you know what I mean? Like if you can do that surgery and extract that, everybody has a pretty good time. Yeah.
And what's universal, too, is the concept of the haves and the have-nots, which are less political and more just, coming from a working class background, a lot of people can relate to that.
Are you JT? Are you living in Austin, or that's just
I grew up in New York, but I've been in Austin the last 17 years.
Austin's awesome.
It's great,
and it
It's
has
spoiled
really
me.
blown up from what it was probably
Crazy
17
now.
years ago.
When I have comics on the road now, they're like, my friend just moved to Austin. Do you know him? I'm like, absolutely not. There's too many comics to keep up with.
Yeah, there's hundreds.
Oh, it's crazy. I think
because Rogan's got his place there now too, and
which is a beautiful club.
Yeah,
we've been there. But yeah, I think there's like 11 comedy clubs within 5 square miles.
It's wild.
It's almost too much.
Yeah.
But,
Are they filled with like people are going to them too?
They're actively. I mean, yeah.
That's
when
good.
I'm home, I go when my friends come to town and I check them out. But
Because it's
I
not
don't-
like Austin's a huge, like gigantic city.
It's not a big city.
It's
not
like
comparatively.
for the
It's like suburban sprawl.
Right.
Kind of.
It's definitely not like a Houston or a Chicago where it's
Yeah.
just endless. You know, the downtown is very condensed, and Cap City, which is there now, is a little bit out of town. But yeah, it's great. It's good problems to have.
I like a condensed downtown. Hello, I'm Seaman Bob McGillicuddy, and I like a downtown that's condensed,
Yeah.
like my tomato carnation soup.
Walking distance to the club. Oh, that sounds so good. Carnation soup. Right? A little grilled cheese or something.
Yes, Mommy, I'm sick.
You know,
I
it's
still
funny.
play the sick card.
It's funny. Eddie Pepitone is like Eddie Pepitone to me has been like the Zelig of comedy for as far as anybody can remember, and I always wonder. You know, you'll read about there was a documentary on Eddie about a decade back, which is worth watching if you haven't seen it. But it was like you know, cult favorite. You hear about these guys, right? A comics comic, right?
Yeah.
They'll call like I saw one time it said one of comedy's best kept secrets, and you got to be like, guys, don't be so good at keeping secrets,
Right.
right?
Dana
Like
Gould-
try to tell everybody.
Yeah.
Dana Gould from The Simpsons has the best quote about Eddie ever, I think, which is he said, "Eddie is the guitarist all the other guitarists watch."
Right, like
Is that
yeah,
real,
yeah,
like, for comedy? Like,
Yes,
that's-
a comics
that really
comic.
nails it, I think.
Right. Anytime Marin is on this show, he always works in an Eddie Pepitone name drop. And I've never met you, and I've always been so excited to meet you. And it's, you know, because you've kind of accumulated all of these people in the business who've really kind of admired you jumping on all those grenades.
And if you're not a comedian, you'll also think he's funny.
Right.
Like, that's important.
Yes, thank you, Bill.
Regular people
You
like
don't
him
just
too.
have to be super cool comedian to think Eddie's hilarious.
But it
Hello,
helps.
I'm Eddie Pepitone, and I want to assure the secular community, people who aren't affiliated.
Exclusivity humor.
Yeah.
Are you a civilian?
It kills me when comedians say that.
Isn't that the best? Whenever like, oh no, my boyfriend, he's a civilian. You're like, bro.
Are you working for a living? Do you go to a diner and order pound cake and egg salad?
Yeah. Oh, man, that sounds good, too.
I know.
I made some egg salad the other night. I hadn't made egg
Good
salad in
stuff.
a long time. Are you vegan? Somebody told me you were vegan.
I snapped recently.
We were talking to Pete Holmes last week, and he was like,
Is he hanging in there?
no, he went back.
Oh, well, I
No.
lasted longer than him.
Yeah.
It's all about
That's
competition.
all that matters.
That's all about. Hey, Holmes, suck on it, baby.
Hey!
What Pete said was that Eddie is a vegan's vegan.
I love that Pete was doing it because he has big celebrity, but that's too bad. But I understand. I did it for like 8 years, and now
It's a long time.
That's very long
Yeah.
to be strict.
Especially on the road. I mean, some of the
Oh,
places we hit.
God. I'm at the Waffle House saying, can you just...
They're like,
you just made me tired.
can you eat eggs? You're like, no. What about bacon? All the good Waffle House stuff you can't eat.
Yep.
Let's have a glass of syrup, please.
So you were, and then you're like, I can't do it anymore. It's too prohibitive on what I'm trying
Last
to.
year, yeah. So we'll see, because I'm still a very big animal rights guy.
Yeah, of course.
So, you know, maybe I'll work my way back.
Yeah.
Are you still vegetarian, or are you?
No, man.
Bill,
Bill, let me call you Bill.
Yeah.
I sneak up behind animals now with piano wire.
Yes.
I mean, I've
go
gone
right
the
on
other
it.
way.
Yeah.
That is the humane way to do it, because they were such a big fan of Sopranos that they're like, if I'm gonna go, I want to go like a real, like I'm in a movie, you know.
This is a message.
That's right. EddiePepitone.com, by the way. The podcast is called Apocalypse Soon,
Yeah, I
which
explore.
is, yeah.
I kind of base it out of the eco stuff that's going on,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and just find that endless fodder for comedy. You know, the fact that the cities, all of our major cities will be underwater. There'll be food riots. You know, we're all going to. I have friends who go to me, Eddie, are you ready for the Civil War in this country? And I say, I can't even deal with the remote being out of reach when I've sat down. So don't talk
Right.
to me. I am not getting involved in something that complex.
I
and
think
brutal.
it's being
Also, dating is
oversold to
hard.
us too. What's that?
Yeah.
Dating is hard. You know, we hit all the topics.
Men
Fires,
and
riots in
women
the
are
street.
different.
Yeah.
Ladies be shopping. you know.
Airline travel is weird. The whole thing. Well, you'll always be Crazy Randy to me, by the way.
Oh my
God.
God.
Remember Crazy Randy?
Welcome to Crazy Randy's Meet and Greet. Today, we will be meeting Dave Rose, owner of the Steak Me Home Tonight food truck. So, Dave, how'd you come up with the name?
Well, it's funny, Randy. Do you remember that song, Take Me Home Tonight?
Great story!
Happy Endings was a sitcom that was so goddamn good. David Caspi did this
Was
show
it?
called. It was so I loved it. I thought it was like.
I mean, they
and you were
cast
crazy,
me.
Crazy Randy on. Happy Endings, yeah.
Yeah, that's the first time. Thanks, Bill, Alan.
That was fun.
That's the first time someone has said, "Hey, listen to this. I saw you on Crazy Randy." That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Well, listen, I like that show, and it's on Hulu, and we were clicking through. I'm like, hey, it's Eddie This was months ago. I was like, Eddie Pepitone, because it had been a long time since I had seen the episode. But
Yeah, I've done so many.
see, that's the point.
guest
Is you've
stars.
done so many things. Other people go, hey, you were this guy, and you go, was I that guy?
Yeah.
Yes,
Was I
yes.
the heckler on Conan?
Now
Was
that I remember because that was a good gig.
Yeah, of course.
That like featured me. And
Sure.
and those guys, I always knew a bunch of the writers. They were mostly New York guys.
Right.
And then he moved to L.A. and I moved to L.A. We both moved to L.A.
Now, is that a situation where the writers got him hip to you, or he
Yes,
was a okay,
yes.
yeah.
Andy
But
Blitz.
he'd probably heard the name. Everybody's heard the name. Eddie
Yes.
Pepitone. Yeah.
Yes, except my wife. No, isn't that funny segue? Funny segue. Let's call her what she is now. She's my primary caregiver.
Yeah, okay, sure.
So that's
getting
what she
on
is.
in years, as it were.
Your emergency
Yes.
contact.
Look,
There you go.
I already am having a putting green installed in my bathroom.
I understand. Yeah, little AstroTurf.
Not to play golf,
No,
but
I
to
understand.
pee on.
Yeah,
because
a
I
hole
you
in
know,
one.
Yeah, somewhere to sleep. You know, relax.
Is JT angling to be put in the will like this kid that, his dad's in that submarine they can't find and he's going to concerts?
Yeah, this
and-
is a long con on my part.
Yeah.
I'm like Hal Holbrook in I think it was the movie Wild, where he offers his fortune to just a kid
Yeah.
that he just met.
Yeah.
I'm just aiming to inherit the street cred.
Yeah.
That's worth its
you
weight.
can have that.
Yeah, worth its weight in gold.
This is my opener and power of attorney.
So how was if you'll pardon a hack question, but I'm always curious because I've never met you and I like to catch up with people. How was the pandemic for you? I mean, did you do like a drive-in show? Did you? Do
Yes,
anything?
I did it all,
Yeah.
man. And I didn't even want to.
But you
There
go
was-
stir crazy.
Well, yeah, there was a point the first, I would say 3 to 6 months of the pandemic, I was watching Netflix and I was going, this is great.
Yeah, everybody was.
I'm not going to ever do anything again. I'll just have these delivery guys.
Yeah.
Bring up shit.
Yep. And then my bed sores, somebody will take care of that eventually,
But then you're right. I did plane to cars
Yeah.
on a hill next to the Magic Castle in LA and West Hollywood. And these cars are just flashing their lights and beeping when they think something is funny. And I just attacked them. I went after him. I said, "You're an ugly Mazda. You're ugly."
You call those high beams?
Yeah.
I never even thought of a good line like that.
When was
can
your last
use it.
oil change?
Yeah, that kind of thing. You get what? 10, 15 to a gallon? Suck on me. Like something like that.
So you guys have one show tonight.
One.
I don't want to oversell it, but I
One
don't want to
show.
undersell it. One show
7
with Eddie
p.m.
Pepitone
Yeah.
and JT.
We'll be back and do a weekend. JT Habersat.
I hope so. Yeah.
What's your last name, JT?
Habersat.
Habersat.
Yeah, just jtcomedy.com.
JTcomedy.com, EddiePepitone.com. And the two of you tearing your way across this great nation.
Telling you, man.
Bringing brother and brother together.
We're going to Iowa, and I always thought I'd be a child of the corn.
And we're doing a
He wants
haunted
you too,
mansion.
Malachi.
Yeah. Haunted Mansion on Friday in somewhere Iowa, which should be the Renwick.
Haunted Mansion.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Davenport.
Historic haunted.
Oh, that's one of the
mansion.
Quad Cities. That's
I think my buddy booked
yes,
that.
right on the river.
Oh, nice.
Chris.
Nice. I like,
Chris,
yeah, it's
yeah,
pretty
yeah.
over there, and I love the sky over there. I'm a big sky guy. Hello.
But we haven't hit Montana.
I was going to say, yeah.
Not yet, not yet.
I'm Eddie Pepitone for the sky.
The sky.
I don't normally do commercials, but I believe in the sky.
Do you like to rustle cattle?
Yeah,
A lot of
this is
sky deniers out there.
lot of
and I'm
sky
gonna
deniers.
say,
Yeah,
enough.
we've been booked twice due to pandemic for the Renwick Mansion, and so this is our third attempt.
Nice.
So yeah.
Yeah.
And then
We
Des
missed
Moines
out on a
Saturday.
Twin Peaks reunion in Nashville during the pandemic, and it never came
Oh,
back.
really?
We're both pretty big Twin Peaks fans.
Do you kind of care what the venue is? I mean, how picky are you? I know you want to
I am.
perform, but I mean,
Well-
will you do like showcases still? Do you kind of like to do your own thing where they're coming for you? Like, how picky are you
On the
about
road,
that?
we don't do show. So on the road, I do a lot of the booking, and management handles like clubs. But because I came from a punk rock background, so I was doing before Eddie and I hooked up.
I
doing
came
like a-
from Mel Torme.
right.
The Velvet Fog.
The values know
See, we listened to that.
I
on
thought
the
I
radio.
was brilliant for knowing that.
I
but
was impressed.
everybody else-
I didn't know that. It's a good name. But I was doing like 120 dates a year before Eddie and I hooked up, and doing a lot of like alternative venues, rock clubs, and stuff.
Yeah.
Like that. So that's still now like if we're doing
with
an
Dean Del
alternative
Rey.
space, it's more
Dean
like
Del Rey, yes.
you know, because the landscape has changed so much. It's a comedy night at that weird space.
Yeah.
You know. So but we've done all sorts of spots. We've done a lot of cabarets and
I love doing, the mix is nice from theaters to clubs
yeah.
to cafes.
Right.
Because the clubs can get tedious if you're just in a place for a weekend and then that's that. You know, the adventure of this is what we like.
Well, because that's why I never like when I talk to comics. I mean, as long as I've been talking to them, I'll never be like, "So, what are you doing while you're in town?" Because a lot of times you're in, you're out, you're in the room or whatever, and it's like you're not walking through the museum when you're
A lot
in
of
town.
times you're recovering from the previous.
From your 7-hour drive that day or whatever.
Well,
yeah.
We did a lot of driving on this run so far.
Where did you start?
Well,
Tokyo.
New York. Haven't you been listening?
Drove from Tokyo.
They flew out of Narita and came right into
Wow. All
Hopkins.
the way up the top.
you know who's funny? Actually, I was just talking. Do you know Neil Hamburger? He just did Tokyo.
Did he really?
One off. He's like,
Did he?
if you're ever in Tokyo, I'm like, okay.
He's kind of a kindred.
There's a
spirit.
vending machine in Shinjuku. You really need to check out.
It's funny. But to answer your question, we were supposed to start in Ann Arbor, and then do a weekend in Indiana at the Comedy Attic. And that was relatively easy, but then we got an offer to do Zanies in Nashville on Tuesday. So we took
cool.
that,
Yeah.
which
was
means
fun.
it was great.
Nashville's blown up too.
Oh man,
Yeah.
what a great spot!
Like
Great
Steve
club.
Byrne moved there, and like
A lot of people moved.
Oh,
there.
right.
Yeah, Theo's there,
bunch
right?
did. Yeah.
Nate
Yeah, right.
Bargatze.
Nate Bargatze.
Did he move to Nashville?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Henry Rollins just moved to Nashville.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. He's
Yeah.
got like a project going on. But anyway, yeah. So we had to go from Nashville to Cincinnati, lose an hour of the time zone.
And lose more than an hour. Just lose
sanity.
faith.
Lose faith.
In
you're in
humanity in Cincinnati.
We got
They
to
call
that
this
show,
chili.
and they had a guy killing time because we were so late, and I literally had to change my shirt and run on stage. The guy was just like, "So what
Yeah.
else is going on?"
Yeah.
Like for
Yeah.
20 minutes.
Just reading updates of the submarine.
Yeah,
Just
it
like,
was-
so they got 36 hours left now.
But I think all total over 3 days, it was like 16 hours of driving total. between
Wow.
the 3 days.
So this
Life on
just
the road,
started.
baby.
Last Tuesday, so we've been out a weekend.
It feels
okay.
like
Yeah.
it feels like a long time ago, and it feels like yesterday. It's a very weird thing
Yeah. We try and go out
doing
for
the road like that.
2 weeks, and then we're home for 2 to 3 weeks. Then we go out for another 2 weeks. That's generally how we do it.
Because we have listeners all over the place, Eddie Pepitone and JT are going to be, they're going to be, like they said, Davenport, Iowa. They're going to Amsterdam
That's
Yeah,
me.
Eddie
in
is-
July.
I'm staying home.
Look
from
at
that
you.
one.
The Comedy Train International Summer Festival with Gbemi Oladipo.
Good.
I
That's
probably
good. I don't
slaughtered
know.
that.
I have never met Gademi.
You guys will be doing 2 nights at the Lincoln Lodge in Chicago, which is a great venue.
Love
Lincoln
it.
Lodge is
Yes.
awesome.
Yeah.
We have so much fun there. Yeah, that
And
would be
they'll
great.
be all over. You go to eddiePepitone.com. What's yours,
Thank
JT? What's your website?
JTcomedy.com.
JTcomedy.com.
Yeah, and we're booked pretty much through November, so we got a lot of stuff coming up.
It's great to meet you.
Yeah,
Thanks so
thank
much
you for
for having
coming,
us.
Alan.
You got
Thank
it, guys. Thank you. One show tonight. Get your tickets. It is 7 o'clock right around the corner at Hilarities. Don't miss these guys. We are going to take a break. If you want to text for anything, 35192, and we'll be back.
The Alan Cox Show on 100.7
100.7 WMMS.
And everywhere you go on our free iHeartRadio app. With a gleam in his eye, a grin on his beak, and a glorious golden mullet blowing in the wind, the Buzzard rides. Win the Buzzard's Bike, a 2022 custom Harley-Davidson fit for the Buzzard himself, can be yours. Listen to Rover's Morning Glory between 7:30 and 8 for your first chance to win a key. And to find out when Stansberry and the Alan Cox Show will hook you up later that day. You can also stop up this Friday from 5 to 7 at the Fairview Tavern on Lorraine Road in Fairview Park to get a key that just might start the Buzzard's Bike. From Budweiser and 100.7 WMMS.
Rosetta Stone, where language is learned. RosettaStone.com.
Hey, it's Alan. If you're looking for something fun to do on a date night or just hanging out with some friends, get on the Cleveland Funny Bus. You'll learn a few things, you'll have some laughs, all while checking out Cleveland's most interesting neighborhoods. Very funny local comedians are your tour guides. It's a 90-minute trip, and you'll learn so many things, and it's a blast all the way around. Tours leave from Collision Bend Brewery. You can bring your own beer and wine, too, if you want. Tours are Thursday to Sunday every week through Christmas. Private tours are available